My name is Lance Earl. I manufacture what I believe is the world's most advanced moving target system. I also offer tactical firearms training and competitive shooting programs to match. My target system, with all of the bells and whistles activated, has a price tag near $10,000. Ouch, right? I would like to show you how to get one on your range for only $100. But first, let me tell you a little bit about the system. There are competitors who offer similar products with much more limited functionality. Their systems are also quite complex, relying on a massive amount of custom fabricated hardware. This removes all opportunities for portability. My system, on the other hand, is perfectly simple. For a permanent installation, all you need is 3 4x4 posts and 5 eye bolts. Portability is excellent. Simply suspend it between 2 trees and you're good to go. Power is provided by a standard automotive battery, which will easily power the unit for a full day of shooting and more. So you can see the target can be used virtually anywhere, anytime. Another consideration is maintainability. My competitors' systems use custom hardware and cables or rope to transport the target. Shoot or break any of the hardware and you will be done shooting until replacement components can be delivered to your site. Break the cable or rope with a stray bullet and it must be spliced or replaced before shooting can commence. The delay will be measured in hours or days. My transport mechanism is nothing more than a few hundred feet of standard paracord and 3 common pulleys. If you damage a pulley, a quick trip to your local hardware store will get you up and running again. Break the paracord? No sweat. Simply tie the broken ends together, retension the line, and commence shooting. Total repair time? About 5 minutes. Our competitors require a dedicated target operator at a bulky control panel to adjust speed and move the target left and right. One of the common problems they have is that the operator will look away for just a second and the target will collide against the left or right stop, causing the drive line to jump out of the pulley, thus triggering repairs measured in hours. When you fire up my system, it will explore its environment and discover where the physical stops are. Once this process is completed, the user cannot force the target to collide with the physical stop, left or right. The target keeps track of its exact location and will automatically stop before a collision occurs. This automatic configuration means that you can move the target from one shooting bay with, say, 60 feet between the left and right stops to another bay with 100 feet or whatever. The target will adapt and run seamlessly virtually anywhere. Target control is managed with a simple key fob style remote transmitter. This means that the target can be controlled anywhere or from any position on the range by the range safety officer, thus eliminating the need for a dedicated controller. My system can be manually controlled with the key fob, moving it left or right in any of 9 available speeds. But why would you ever do that when there is so much more power available at your fingertips? By default, my system runs itself. It suffers from an intentional multiple personality disorder. Do you want it slow and dumb and sluggish? Or do you want it incredibly aggressive? Maybe something in between is more to your liking. These are all available. I have created a series of pre-programmed challenges. A challenge is simply a series of 30 or more target moves that are independently controlled by the target itself. Simply start it and forget it. Just let it go. Let it do what it does best. These challenges begin with a personality that is easy to manage and perfect for the first-time shooter. For each challenge, I have written a set of tactical requirements. When a shooter masters one challenge, he may attempt the next. Each new challenge will combine more demanding tactical requirements and a more aggressive target. Each new challenge becomes progressively more difficult. My objective is not to train a shooter until he succeeds. Rather, I like to train a shooter until he fails. So far, I have been very successful. No shooter, whether they be police, military, competitive, or otherwise, have been able to master all. I think it is wise to train every shooter right up to the limit of his ability. One of the nice things about my system is that I can change challenge levels on the fly. I can select a low-level challenge for a beginning shooter, then instantly switch to an advanced challenge to meet the needs of the next shooter. Switching from one level to another takes less than a minute. One of the unique things about most of our challenges is that all activity or target activity is random. The target can be assigned a challenge level or personality to control how passive or aggressive target activity will be. However, move direction, speed, move distance will all be randomly selected by the challenge parameters. This means that no shooter can predict what the target will do next, and therefore no stage choreography is possible. Every shooter will be required to think, act, and react to a dynamic and ever-changing environment. I have discovered that competitive shooters especially want a target that does exactly the same thing for every shooter. Personally, I don't get it. I disagree. But since they wanted it, I added it. My system provides a way to select a challenge level and disable random activity. This forces the target to repeat the same exact series of target movements, challenge after challenge after boring challenge. But if that is what you need, the Dally Post target will deliver. Finally, if you don't like any of our program challenges, you can create a custom challenge of your own. In short, if you can imagine the target behaving in a certain way, chances are the Dally Post target will deliver. I have not yet begun to cover the large number of advanced features built into the target. There is so much more and so little time. My system is great for training because the instructor can control all target activity from anywhere on the range. My system is great for shooting matches. For example, you will never need a shot timer again because it is built in. You can run people through a stage faster. Instead of taping multiple targets from all over the range, you only have one target, which has traveled all over the range. We simply pull the shot target off the frame, clip a fresh target in its place, and start the next shooter. Meanwhile, the shot up target is brought to the scoring table, where it is scored taped and handed to the next shooter in line. We also have the capability of offering basic to advanced challenges in a single stage, or a single bay actually. I currently offer rules for pistol, carbine, 2-gun, and 3-gun challenges. 3-gun challenges are different than you might expect. We combine pistol, carbine, and long rifle. However, with its many capabilities, it can easily be adapted to cowboy action shooting, 3-gun, IDPA, and more. So, how can you get a Dally Post target on your range for only $100? I would like to bring the target to your range and offer some sanctioned Dally Post events. All of the money raised will be used to pay for your target. Crazy as that sounds, you heard me right. I am willing to work for you to raise money so that I can buy a target from myself and leave it on your range. Yes, you heard me right. Now I need $900 just to cover the cost of manufacturing your system. So if you will host me on your facility, I will put on a few of my training courses or matches. It is likely that the $900 requirement will be met after just 1 or 2 events. While I am conducting these events, I will be training your staff in the use of the target. Once we have met the $900 requirement, all you need to do is buy a challenge block, which I will now describe. The target I place on your range will be the vending version. You can buy a block of 100 challenges for $100 or 250 challenges for $200. Each block comes with a unique 13-digit access code. To use the purchased challenges, you simply enter the code into the target. Once the purchased challenges have been used, the code will no longer work, and a new block of challenges must be purchased. This means that each challenge you run will cost between 80 cents and $1. This can easily be absorbed in match entry fees and training fees. This especially makes good financial sense when you consider that these events will be more profitable because you can service more people in a lesser amount of time with less equipment. This target can also mean more profitability for your range. Consider reselling challenge blocks to different shooting clubs, to law enforcement agencies, and more. You may also sell individual challenges to club members. This is easily accomplished because the target itself actually tracks challenges used. So you can see exactly how many challenges a member used and charge him for those challenges at a high markup. Once the target has been placed on your range, it may stay there indefinitely, provided that you meet low minimum annual requirements of challenge block purchases. I look forward to visiting with you soon about bringing the most advanced and fun targeting system in the world to your shooters. Give me a call. I'm Lance Earl, 208-317-9843.